Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chalavet Movies. My name is John, and with today being Valentine's Day, I went across to HMV to pick up some movies. Now, did I get some romantic comedies? No, I got some horror movies, of course I did. What else was I going to get? It's strange to think that some of these movies have been released on Valentine's Day. Wow. But first I want to quickly talk about the 4Ks that I picked up the other day, because I've opened them and had a look at them. First up is Venom. Now this one here, I would imagine, I always thought it would look good, and it does look good. I mean, it's a brand new film. I mean, if they make a brand new film and they make a mess of it, wow. So I had no qualms in getting this cheaply. I know the film isn't rated very highly, but I do want to see it just to see what it looks like. I am interested in seeing this one and the other one at a cheap price. But I think that this picture quality here looks very good. It looks a really 4K like crispiness, which is what I expect to see on a brand new movie. So that's Venom. Next up is Cabin in the Woods. Now Cabin in the Woods is one that's needed to have the dark levels looking good in it, because it's quite a dark film in some respects. The start of it's very light, and it looks really sharp. The colours on here are really nice, and also the dark levels in here are brilliant, because a lot of it takes place in some dark scenes, especially in the sort of second half of the movie. So that's another recommended upgrade from the Blu Ray. Next up is Scream. Now, I'll tell you what, this is from CEX, and the CEX stickers are just getting beyond the joke now. I was so lucky to get this one off. I thought this was just going to ruin this slipcover. And really, that's the only reason why I picked it up, for the slipcover. So I think I'm going to have to sort of get in touch with them in some way, shape or form, or even tell them in the shop to say, look, you're going to have to do something about these stickers, because a lot of people are starting to complain. Even the boxes that they're coming on, you know, if you get them on the top of it like this, they just couldn't get them off. I got them off, but it's you run the risk of mutilating your slipcover, and you don't. I mean, collectors pay. I mean, even non-collectors pay money for slipcovers. If you buy it with a slipcover on, it's because you want it with a slipcover on. But anyway, getting back to the film, Scream itself has always looked very poor on Blu Ray. I thought it's one of those ones where it might have came out like early on, and it's the company that released it didn't do a very good job on it. And for me, this one, it looks a really good upgrade. This is how a 4K should look, and also it's great to see it looking how it should look, because you always felt like the Blu-ray when it came out, it just didn't look as good as it could have looked. And I haven't checked the Blu-ray out in this and to see if it was the old Blu-ray, but I'm not really interested in that, if I'm honest. So yeah, so this is a solid upgrade. It looks really nice on 4K. So that's Scream. And the last one is, the best one is upgrade. Well, I'm saying upgrade, I haven't seen this since VHS, is Lock Up. This looks absolutely stunning. A lot of it is shot outside, and it just looks absolutely brilliant. It's one of those ones where you think, well, Studio Canal, it's got to be good, and you think to yourself, well, will it be worth it? Will it be one of those ones where you get it and you think, well, would it be an 80s film? Was it shot on a very low stock and all that? But I can tell you this, it's absolutely brilliant, and it's spurred me on to get a lot more of Stallone movies from this period. Now, I don't think many of them are out in 4K apart from Cliffhanger. I want Judge Dredd as well. I really like that film, even though it's not the best of films. But I would like to see that a few more of these come out in 4K, and maybe with Studio Canal doing this, you might see a few more of these on 4K. So that's a Lock Up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the footage on of when I went to the shop and just had a bit of a mooch around. There wasn't many people in the shop, which was good. So I took advantage of that, and I managed to get into a few places where I wanted to go and take a few things off the shelf and have a look at it. So the song playing behind this video is by my punk side project band, The Bailiffs. It was recorded in 2008, and the vocal duties are by my good friend Wolfie Warploy, and the song is called False.
Here's one for the blooper reel. You can't be a friend, 'cause you're false. A blight on my landscape, try someone else. Do you think that I'm not onto you? You can't hide the backstabbing things you do. False smile, false looks, false lies and false truths. You are the epitome bleed. Show your creed. Make my poor heart bleed. You are the unripe heart to tie. You're all alone, 'cause you're false. I offer you no help, get someone else. Saying and doing two different things. It's too late now to start new beginnings. False smile, false looks.
So first up, I picked up the Mcpherson Tape. Now, I know nothing about this movie whatsoever. I know it's on the AGFA, the 101 AGFA range, which I'm collecting at the minute, and it's Region B, and also it's from 1989. I don't know anything about it, but I do know that I like what I see with these 101 AGFA films. The quality on them is usually awful, and that seems to be strange to put a Blu Ray. These ones could probably have went on the DVD, but I do appreciate them being on Blu Ray because you've got like a lot of special features on here as well. So this is restored from the newly preserved original 3/4 master tape. Now that to me thinks it's a videotape. I would be surprised that and it says, notice this movie was shot on VHS and edited on tape. Please approach the technical quality of the transfer with empathy. I like that actually, just to say, by the way, you do know you're going to get a videotape on this disc. So yeah, but this range, for some reason, if you think that I'm a big fan of 4K, I want to get things in the best quality, and these ones seem to be as if they're getting ones that are just so rare or unknown that's why they're not going to ever look good. But I don't really mind that. I like the thought behind these releases. So it's got some special features on as well. So I never think that you're going to be in for a visual treat with these 101 AGFA films, but you might be in for a fun movie as well. So that's the Mcpherson Tape. Next up is Jungle Trap and Run Coyote Run. Now, this is two lost horror projects from director James Bryan, who made Don't Go in the House, and producer, writer, star Rennie Harmon, who was in Lady Street Fighter. Wow, what a film that is. This is from 1990, and I don't know anything about it. Again, it's two movies on here, and they are, I would imagine they would be quite schlocky and also very low quality. But with this range, I don't really mind. I don't know why I keep saying that about the fact that these ones will probably look awful, but I like what they're doing with it. It's just sort of exploitational trash at its finest, if I'm honest. And I had a great time with Lady Street Fighter, so not so much with the effects, but I'm interested to see these ones. I'm interested to get the whole lot, because I know there's a lot more to come out. So yeah, there you go. So that was Jungle Trap and Run Coyote Run. Speaking of video nasties, next I got Delirium. Now this has just been released. This is the first time ever that this has been released on disc in the UK, and this is from 88 again. 88 are really set themselves apart from other people, I think, with this one. This is a slip box as well, which is just going to be such a nice presentation. I don't know too much about this movie. I've heard a lot of people say it's an awful movie. These video nasties, sometimes you do get them and they're just like terrible movies, but they might be terrible but enjoyable at the same time. There's always that. But I was so pleased to get this one. I'm really pleased to get this coming in a slipcase. Now I'm hoping that the other one they're going to release, Night the Demon, I hope it comes with a similar side to this one, because it's all about having these ones in nice uniformity on the shelves. They do look great, and the fact is that these previously sort of really rare lost VHS video nasties, that probably, if you wanted to buy this on VHS, it would cost you a fortune because it's probably that rare. Now that just didn't get distributed quite enough. Now you've got it here for 15 quid in probably the best condition it is. Now let's see where this one's from. It says it's now presented on disc for the first time ever, restored from the only known 35mm print in existence. That makes you think. That doesn't say camera negatives or anything like that. It doesn't mean to say a 35mm print is going to be any good. But anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, so really happy to get that one. And it just looks great. I'm glad that they've done a little bit extra to it because of the fact of what the movie is. But if you're not aware of video nasties and how bad some of them can be, you might be thinking, oh, I'm going to go and see a film here that's really, gross over the top and great fun. You might be disappointed. This is new uncut scan as well, so it is uncut. So that's Delirium. So just about to head out the shop, and I thought, hang on a minute, there is one more title I did want, and I went there, and it was the last one on the shelves. So the movie I picked up is Censor. Now this is the Second Sight Special Edition. I tell you what, this is a brick. It's really heavy. I don't know too much about this movie apart from it's to do with like sensors, and it's also got a lot to do with the video nasties as well. So when this came out, I knew I had to get it, and I'm really pleased that I've got it in this version, because Second Sight versions like this are always amazing, and I do like them, and I do think they look great on the shelf. Now this has got plenty of stuff in it. I would imagine with it being Second Sight, I think it would look amazing, and I think it's as a brand new movie as well, so it's going to look as good as it can look. I'm interested to see what the story pertains to, with it to do with the video nasties. It says Enid is a film censor during Britain's infamous video nasty era of the 80s. After her latest viewing, what has a disturbingly familiar storyline, she attempts to solve the past mystery of her sister's disappearance and embarks on a quest that dissolves the line between fiction and reality. Sounds good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and open these up, have a little look at them, and I'll take you through what I found out when I come back. Okay, so I've just checked them out. First up is the Mcpherson Tape. Now, this said it has basically got like a videotape quality, and I can confirm that it has. Now, this reversible cover here, I really like it actually. It's like I don't know anything about this movie, but basically there's no booklet in here, by the way, because some of these the 101, they're a little bit. One of them doesn't have reversible art, which was this one, Lady Street Fighter. And this one's got reversible art, no booklet, and I think Lady Street Fighter had a booklet, but never mind. Yes, so this movie is literally a videotape. It's square frame as well, 1:3:3:1. It does say on this one to treat the movie with a bit of empathy. And if I'm honest, it's not. Well, it is a videotape, but it's not scratchy or anything like that, because to be honest, the videotapes didn't have any scratches on them apart from dropouts and all them type of things and flashing when it gets to colours. But in essence, it's basically a videotape on the Blu Ray. But it looks quite an interesting movie. I think it's only about an hour and 2 minutes long as well. So basically, if you're getting these ones and you do really know what you're getting into. The movies themselves are short. They are schlocky. Although this one looks, for 1989, this looks quite well done actually. Even though it's like a handheld camcorder, which is recording all the footage, and it's one of them found footage type things. But yeah, so I'm interested. They're not a hard watch if you want to watch these ones. So that's the Mcpherson Tape. So next up, I checked out Jungle Trap and Run, Coyote Run. This has got a reversible cover, but no booklet again. That's got a really nice cover there, like the alternative one. Like I say, I know nothing about this, but with this star here, Renee Harmon, she's in it, and with her absolutely amazing German accent, you've got to say it to believe it, or hear it to believe it, should I say. This is from 1990, and I don't really. The warning on here that says you've got to treat these things with a bit of like empathy. They should be putting a big one on this one, because the quality of this one is absolute utter garbage. In fact, this videotape is shot in videotape. This one, although it's shot on some kind of film stock, it looks horrendous. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter. I know it sounds bizarre to say that these ones do look bad, and I don't really care about that, but for some reason I think it adds to the sort of charm of this label when they put these things out. So on the shelf, these ones do look pretty good actually, and I'm really liking the movies that they're putting out here, because I didn't know anything about these movies. I didn't know the first thing about them, but I know that I've watched effects. It was all right, but I do need to go back to that one. This one here, Lady Street Fighter, what a movie that was. Actually, it's got the sequel on here. Now, the weird thing is about the sequel is that it's got that many flashbacks from the first film that the actual new footage in the sequel is probably only about 20 minutes long, even though the film's an hour and 20 minutes. Basically, getting the whole movie put into the sequel, which is just, I can't believe they even did that. It's got more flashbacks than Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, if that's possible. So there's a Mcpherson Tape, and that's Jungle Trap and Run Coyote Run. So yes, and this is shaping up to be quite a good set. And I do know I want to collect them all and see what they're like. I've just seem to be having such a good time with these kind of really low budget or no budget shock horror, whatever they are. I don't really know how to explain these movies, but I know that if they all end up entertaining us as much as Lady Street Fighter did, then I'll be more than happy. So that's the Mcpherson Tape, Jungle Trap, and Run Coyote Run. Next up is Delirium. Now this movie here, it does say on the back, is restored from the only known 35mm print in existence. Now, that should make you think about the quality of this. I can tell you the quality is pretty bad. You can tell it's restored from basically, well, nothing. It doesn't look like a videotape. It looks better than a videotape. It looks slightly better than a DVD, but not much better than that. The colours, actually the print isn't as scratchy as you would think, but it's very, it's as if it's you could get this on a DVD, if I'm honest. But it is what it is, and you do get a booklet with it actually. I like the presentation of this one, especially the slip box. And like, I've never seen this movie, never heard anything about it apart from it's awful. But it doesn't really matter because, to be honest, I treat all of these nasties going into it like they're going to be low budget trash. And I must admit, even the ones that they say you can't get any fun out of them, I've had a great time with them. All the ones I've watched thus far. You also get a poster as well. Now the poster, double-sided, I think. Yes, double-sided. And it has on one side, it has this. And on the other side, it has the sort of new art. That'd be a good thing to put in your house when somebody's walking through the door and they see this one hanging up. It does have reversible art, which I've got on here, which I've put on there. That's the old VHS cover. And it's got some special editions, special features on here, and also it's got an interview with the director, Peter Maris, and he looks very old. I wouldn't like to guess how old he is. The film's 88 minutes long, and it's 1979. It does say on here region B locked. It has actually got as well. It's got a little thing there. Must be in conjunction with Severin as well. So I'd imagine the Severin, if you get the Severin release, it would look exactly the same as this. But I do like, oh, it's got something in there. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know what that says, but it's definitely got something written in there. That's alright, isn't it? Quite nice. I wonder if anything else has these hidden slipcase things. Looks like it's got a little bit of writing on it. Probably some blurb from the film. So yeah, so in all, I'm really interested to see this movie, and like I say, I always go in with zero expectations of these movies, especially when they've got a really bad reputation like this one. But I'm so pleased that 7 and 88, they probably work in conjunction with this one, like I was saying. I'm so pleased to get these ones out. These are ones when you were thinking about collecting these movies, you thought there's no way on earth this is going to be coming out anywhere. I'll have to go try and mooch around for an old long out of print release probably from Code Red. But yeah, so that's another one in the Video Nasties catalogue. So what I'm going to do is probably end of this month, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say all the ones I've got in the Video Nasties thus far this year, and I'll sort of rank them and rate them, give you a little bit more of an update, because I'm hoping by the end of this month I'll have watched all the ones that I've bought, because I think I'm pretty much nearly done with them all. I think there's only Mountain of the Cannibal God that I need to watch to make sure I've got them all watched and viewed. So that's Delirium. So last up is Censor. Now this movie's from 2021 actually. I didn't think it was that new, but I really I've checked it out. The picture quality obviously is really good, and it's obviously set in the 80s, and it's got like all the stuff about video nasties. So it's got a lot of special features about the video nasties on there. I don't know if you can see that if I hold it up. And I'm going to deep dive into this one because this is the type of thing I really like to see. So this subject is really close to me because I lived through it, as I imagine most of the people watching this would have done. And this whole video nasty censorship, I'm so interested to see this and all of the special features on it. So in here you get 2 discs, you get the movie, and you get loads of special features on here. And this one comes with a humongous booklet as well. Lovely booklet. The second side booklets here are they're always great. I would imagine these are sort of their versions of video nasties that they've got that are not real films, but they sort of put them in there as if they were the ones that were banned, because they probably wouldn't talk about real movies, or they might do actually. Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting read, and also it's got some art cards as well, nice big art cards as well, big thick cardboard. This film looks like it's going to be quite stylish as well to look at. I don't know anything about it apart from what the subject matter is. It's a very interesting story by the sound of it. I know a lot of people have seen it, say that they think it's a really good movie. And especially with me being a fan of video nasties, it's obviously a movie that I've got to see. So that's the art cards there. So yeah, so that's one that's, I keep saying it's on my to watch list, high up my to watch list, but it will be, because when I talk about video nasties, I think I need to include this in the things that I talk about. Like this second side set, amazing box. You do know you're going to get your value for money in this one, and anyone who do special editions should always take a leaf out of this type of release. It's got to feature this type of stuff. You can't get this really, but the ones who fall foul of that are all the big companies. The big companies put the most sort of really like substandard packaging on. They don't go for any of these releases, which and they do charge more money as well. So I don't understand it actually, but that's just the way it is. So yeah, so thanks for watching this Valentine's Day Massacre. You take care, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.